What is the value of the expression 6 squared plus 15 divided by 2 multiplied by 5? Which option do you think is the correct answer to this question? This expression seems very simple, but it tricks 99% of people. Let's go step by step and solve it together. To solve this question, many people start by calculating 6 squared first, and instead of the original expression, they rewrite it as 36 plus 15 divided by 2 multiplied by 5. And the next step, they usually perform the addition between 36 and 15 and simplify this expression to 51 divided by 2 multiplied by 5. Then, they proceed by doing the division between 51 and 2, which gives them 25.5 multiplied by 5. And finally, they multiply 25.5 by 5, which ends up with the answer 127.5. Then, without any hesitation, they quickly say that option D is the correct answer to this question. However, it's not the correct answer to this question. Also, some other people when solving this question first go to the expression 6 squared and simplify to 36 plus 15 divided by 2 multiplied by 5. And the next step, they usually go for the multiplication between 2 and 5 because they think multiplication has priority over division. So, they rewrite this expression as 36 plus 15 divided by 10. Next, they perform the division between 15 and 10 since they believe division has priority over addition. And they rewrite this expression as 36 plus 1.5, which ultimately gives them the answer 37.5. And immediately, they conclude that option B is the correct answer to this question. But I have to say we were tricked and it's not the correct answer to this question. Alright, now let me show you how to solve this expression correctly. To solve this question, we must follow the PEMDAS rule step by step. We have to follow the order of operations I told you, step by step from top to bottom. Alright, as you can see on the screen, in this expression, first we have an exponent, then an addition sign, followed by a division, and finally a multiplication. We should start with the exponent, because in this expression, exponent has a higher priority than the other operations. So, this expression simplifies to 36 plus 15 divided by 2 multiplied by 5. And the next step, we need to handle the division and multiplication, since multiplication and division have higher priority than addition. However, it's very important to note that multiplication and division have exactly the same level of priority. In this situation, the best thing to do is to start from the left side of the expression and move toward the right, performing division and multiplication in order. So, first perform the division between 15 and 2, and this expression simplified to 36 plus 7.5 multiplied by 5. And the final step, we do the multiplication between 7.5 and 5, which gives us 36 plus 37.5. And finally, the value of this expression is equal to 73.5. That's great. Option C is the correct answer to this question. Alright, now let's solve another tricky math question together. What is the value of the expression 45 minus 5 times open parenthesis 34 minus 4 close parenthesis? Which option do you think is the correct answer to this question? Let's dive in and break it down step by step together. And the first step, most people perform the subtraction between 45 and 5, which I have highlighted in blue. So, this expression simplifies to 40 multiplied by 34 minus 4 inside the parentheses. And the next step, they calculate 34 minus 4 inside the parentheses, which becomes 40 multiplied by 30. And finally, the value of this expression must be equal to 1200. Then, without any hesitation, they quickly say that option D is the correct answer to this question. However, this answer is absolutely wrong. Alright, now let me walk you through a step by step how to solve this expression properly. To solve this question, we need to follow a rule that is called PEMDAS. PEMDAS shows us the priority of the order of operations. Okay, as you can see in the image, and this expression, First, we have a subtraction sign, followed by a multiplication sign, and finally parentheses. We must start with the parentheses first, because they have a higher priority than the other operations. So, we can write this equation as 45 minus 5 multiplied by 30. And the next step, we move on to the multiplication between 5 and 30, because multiplication has a higher priority than subtraction. So, we rewrite this equation as 45 minus 150, which finally gives us the answer negative 105. Therefore, option A is the correct answer to this question.